Hello and welcome, race fans, to Championship Wednesday here at the VRL, where all season long it comes down to this: 4 drivers racing for the ability to drive off into the sunset here tonight. Your season champion here, and it's going to be a fun one coming at you from Phoenix with the tricky dog leg and everything. So stay tuned, sit back, get that popcorn ready, and let's get things all started on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the Vigilante Racing League, who have supported this league all season long, such as GC Cruise Travel. Be sure to get in contact there with Greg Klein at 918-906-5616 to help plan your next vacation and make everything all stress-free. Let the professional deal with it for you and get you relaxing sooner rather than later. So big thank you to GC Cruise Travel. Of course, big thank you as well to Mr. Dave Mayberry in Blue Fox Properties. Give him a call at 520-850-4189. If you live in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country and are looking to buy or sell your house, be sure to get in touch here with Dave with his 18 years of experience. Get you into that home of your dreams. It's just getting crazier and crazier out there. I'm telling you, with that housing market, be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today. As we go ahead and introduce ourselves, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my good friends and brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English, in the booth with me here tonight. Mr. English, it's sunset, sundown, end of season, whatever have you, here tonight at Phoenix, and boy, oh boy, do we got a good one.
Yeah, we do. This is a fun track. It's only a mile, technically a short track, but it runs a lot faster than that. And of course, it's a very unique shape here at Phoenix, and we've got that open dog leg and stuff, so these guys have the option of cutting across that part, but that transition is really rough on these trucks, and it can really beat them up if you're not careful. So, and you can also kind of lose the rear end too if you got too much wheel in it making that transition. So it's going to be an exciting race here for the championship here tonight at VRL, and looking forward to see how this one shakes out.
And that indeed is down there on pit road is our anger management specialist, Mr. Adam Turner, all locked on in. Adam, good little tough track for a test for these final 4 drivers here tonight. I know we still, everyone else in the field's also fighting for a win, but oh man, this is going to be coming on down to it here.
Yeah, it's going to be the battle of, I think we got 4 of them there. And I think you'll go over who's involved in the final stage here. But it's a fun track. It's a race car driver's track. I think we're going to see a lot of issues coming out of 4. We always tend to see, or no, it's not 4. It's all turned around. It's like 2 or 3. I don't know. Everything's screwy here, but it's a fun track nonetheless. Here's the rules tonight, though, because you're going to need to know these. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel, 4 sets of tires, 13 incident points penalty, 6 incident points. You'll get another penalty. There's going to be no disqualifications. Nice weather on the track, 70 degrees. Perfect night.
And that indeed. Taking a quick look at all the race info there. Beautiful weather. Just heading on straight down to that key of the race, and well, it's really not that difficult. Just don't save nothing. This is it. Get on down there to it, and I think enough said. We go ahead and get all these drivers all lining on up on that starting grid. Let's introduce these drivers with Mr. Timothy Pope in the 27 machine, getting things all started on off there. Up on that front row, that he is one of those playoff drivers. Alongside him is another playoff driver, the 33 of Jess Vaught, getting a great starting spot here tonight as well. 28 of George Rincon going to be starting right behind those two on that first row, and then Mike Adamson's starting alongside him here for a great 4th place start tonight. You got the 6 of Trevor Robertson. He is also back involved in a hunt for this championship. He's starting up inside of that top 5. The 7 of Jonah Long getting a good starting spot here tonight in 6th. 7th will be the 18 of Mr. Andrew Player, getting all locked in and loaded. Same thing with the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon starting up there in 8th. 9th is going to be your final championship driver here tonight, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, getting it started inside that top 10, but he's been on an absolute tear here recently, so keep your eye on him. With the 23 of Sean McDonald rounding out your fields, starting top 10.
Got 69 of Larry Dickerson starting in 11th place. 12th will be Dustin Eaton, Dustin with a Y. The 16 of Kyle Vaught will start in 13th place. 14th will be Greg Klein in the 92. The 10 of Andrew Conklin will start 15th. 16th will be the 29 of Dave the Mouth Mayberry. The 99 Albert Anderson, America's driver, will start in 17th place. 18th, John Gallagher in the 123. 79 truck of Alejandro Gonzalez will start in 19th. 20th will be Earl Evans in the 13th. The 81 of Jonathan Osborne in 21st. And Greg Dobson looks like he's bringing up the field here. 22 drivers in this final race. Not quite the truck count that we've seen this season, but some drivers out tonight.
And yeah, it's about that time of year, and everybody doing what they can here as they make their way on down through turn number 4 here for the first time with that green flag ready. Into that restart zone we go. Green flag racing for this championship here at Phoenix. Side by side, the 27 and the 33 go down into the dogleg and into turn number 1. Still having some good hard racing up there as the 27 starts to pull away just a little bit. The 33 tucking into line right behind him. Then you still got side by side going on with Mike Adamson. Oh, Kyle Vaught having a bit of an issue, and that's going to bring out our first caution of the evening.
He just might have lost it on his own there. Couldn't tell. Did you see it, Adam?
Yeah, he did, and that's the corner I was trying to describe. For some reason, it feels like 4 to me, but it's actually 2. And he was just lost a little bit of control. Cold tires. It's early. I don't think anybody else hit him, so it's no big deal.
And cold tires definitely in effect here tonight. A night race at Phoenix. I mean, thankfully they've got lights here. They've even got a cactus that lights on up with all the fancy colors and all that too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, the cold tires going to take a good minute for them to get all warmed up. Plus, kind of a difficult track here, Alan, where corners really not got much bank into them. They're pretty shallow.
Yeah, and to add to the trouble, 1 and 2 are banked different than 3 and 4. Then you got that dog leg to throw in a little hiccup there. So all parts of the track a little bit different here with different banking and different degrees radius of turn. So these guys are going to have their hands full. You can't forget where you're at on the track. It's like we say about Darlington. If you forget where you're at, you're going to end up screwing up one of these turns, and the walls aren't very forgiving, safer barrier or not.
Yeah, that's right. That gives me time to do my quick review. I've never had one of these twisted teas. One sip, everybody knows the rules. I'll let you know.
Oh,
You ever had one of those, Brown? Twisted tea?
Sure. Can't say anything good about it, so I'm not going to say anything at all.
I've had the Manx Hard Lemonade. I've never had the Twisted Tea.
It literally tastes like tea. Like, that's probably not good.
Not carbonated?
Nope. It is kind of carbonated, but it's it's like very light if it is.
Huh.
It tastes like a sweet tea.
Really? Last time I drank one, that's not at all what it tasted like.
Well, this might be a special version.
You might have got lucky. You might have got one of the good ones.
It's the half and half.
Oh, okay.
Half and half. So it's half lemonade, half tea. Yeah, it tastes like a Arnold Palmer.
With booze in it.
Ooh, this could be exciting. I think I might have found a new trick here, guys.
There you go.
Back to you.
Well, Adam is enjoying himself down there on pit road. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, because even though this current VRL season is coming to a close, they're going to have another season coming on up here pretty on soon that you don't want to miss. So be sure to hit all those buttons, and we look forward to having you all on out here with us.
We'd like to thank everybody for joining us over there in the YouTube chat already. Tim Anderson out in force tonight. Albert, Edith, Kathy, thank you so much for being here, cheering on Albert the third, and Greg Dobson. And go playoff drivers, and thank you, Queen Lori, for all that she does for this league.
Yeah, I think his power was out earlier, so he got back in here, and I want to say a hello to Ricky Wittenberg. He's a little ill, looks like, tonight. So hopefully he's watching and getting better as we speak. Miss seeing him out there on the track.
And it is that time of year, and especially with him, he's got some high school kids and whatnot. They bring home everything.
Yeah. They also cause a lot of bills.
Yeah,
they like taking money from you. I know that. I got a few of them.
That's also true. As here we go, pace car back on down onto pit lane. Redesign of that pit lane's got everybody entering way early here, so the 27 and 33 got a little bit more of a ways to go before we head on back to that line. But here they go, in and out of turn number 4. The 27 and 33 lighted on up back to that green flag. Way down low comes the 88 of Mike Adamson. He's still trying to pick up a race win here late in this season, going along side by side with the 33 of Jess Vaught, but that outside line looks like it's holding up a little bit more of that momentum. The 28 of George Rincon trying to jump on up there as well to get some positions made, and looks like he is going to be able to leapfrog up there on that high side. You also got the 6 of Trevor Robertson, as I almost had a dang near heart attack as the 33 took use of that big dog leg and got around Timothy Pope up there to take control of this lead. Trevor Robertson there in the 6 machine, continuing his good run here up into 5th, trying to get around that 28 of George Rincon. And here comes that 53 of Jeremiah Burke. So you can almost cover the championship 4 with a blanket here as we continue to run here on lap number 8 out of 150.
Yeah, with the cool temps that you mentioned earlier there, Adam, these guys are going to be able to take advantage of some extra grip here at this night race. You just got to let those tires build up to pressure and temperature. And it looks like that's what they've done. Is it looks like a lot more straight moving race trucks out there, not so many going sideways. And thank you, Taylor Provax, for joining us over there in the YouTube chat as well, pulling for the 33 and also the 16 of Kyle Vaught. So thank you, Taylor, as always.
Yeah, and they're just going to get their rhythm down at this point. Now it looks like they're dialed in, but what's going to happen is once those tires start to wear, we'll start to see some other types of slipping and sliding.
Ooh, yes, we're seeing some 3 wide heading on down into the dog leg with the 23, 81, and 92. Greg Klein returning from his transatlantic cruise, rejoining the racetrack here tonight. Sean McDonald in that 23 machine, and Jonathan Osborne having a little bit of a rough go of it there, going with the 3 wide a little bit. Alejandro Gonzalez getting his hat into that mix as well. All drivers trying to fight for some top 10 spots here, so some really good battles still going on.
And that dogleg traffic's going to get worse and worse as the night goes on. The closer we get to the finish here, you might see some 4 and 5 wide in that dog leg here on the last couple laps.
Oh, I hope so. That's where we start to see some fun times, people getting spun and stuff. Turned and learnt, as I like to say.
I got the 69 of Larry Dickerson out here tonight. Inside of this top 10 right now, trying to hold up that 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. He's also tucked in behind that 18 of Andrew Player, as pretty much everyone else is starting to kind of single file on out here just up in front of them a little bit. The 14 of Dustin Neaton and Greg Klein having a great battle here for the last few laps. 92 going to the inside, now back to the outside, trying to guard against a run from the 14 as they head on down into turn whatever it is, going side by side.
So I'm not the only one that gets confused, right?
I never knew the numbers here anyway.
Yeah, you have to look at the wall. So turn 4 is right there by the start finish, which seems to be like at one end of the track, which is not normal. But nonetheless, it's still pretty cool.
That indeed it is. 1481 now continuing that side-by-side battle. Meanwhile, the 33 of Jess Vaught continuing to try to drive away, but the 27 of Timothy Popo a little squirrely there, and that's going to earn the 33 a little bit of room, as the 27 has a little bit of a bobble and does indeed save it. But here comes that 6 of Trevor Robertson going up inside the 28 of George Rincon, trying to get up onto this podium and get trying to get on up in there.
Yeah, the 33 just fought with tonight's fastest lap on the track here so far at 27.207. But tonight's race isn't about who turns the fastest lap. It's about who's consistent out there and saves tires and has the best strategy. But speed doesn't hurt, and Jess knows how to get around here.
That he does.
Yeah, speed don't hurt anything here. You just got to be careful, because there is not a lot of room if you make an error on that. I don't know, the after turn 2, whatever they call that. That's real tight right there. You could damage your truck.
And that you can, as the 6 machine does indeed get in front of that 28. So you got 3 of the 4 championship contenders in the top 3, and not too far back there inside the top 5. You have the 4th as they continue to rumble here at Phoenix, expecting a halfway caution here about lap 75. Get everything all regrouped and kind of level everything on out, as Albert Anderson trying to duck, dive, and dodge and make some moves here in that in that 99 machine. He and Andrew Coughlin going side by side down through turns 1 and 2. Now heading on down this kind of backstretch before 3 and 4. And Albert having an okay day, just kind of maintaining positions right now, looking maybe to save a little bit of something for a late charge here at the desert.
Yeah, tonight championship race here in season 6, and season 7, as you mentioned, Alan's right around the corner, and it's going to be kind of a unique new kind of setup to the season. It's going to be a 12-week season with 6 different tracks. And the way they're going to do that, they're going to split. They're going to split these 6 tracks. They're going to run each track twice, I should say. One in the trucks that we're running tonight, and once in a Gen 4 car. So we're going to see great tracks out there. Most of them big speedways: Daytona, Michigan, Talladega Auto Club, iRacing Super Speedway in Indianapolis. They're going to do a one fast repair league, no stage breaks, fixed setup, just like we have here with the fixed setups. And it's going to be payouts at the end of the season, position 1 through 3. And it all starts November 29th of this month. And it will finish up on Valentine's Day of next year.
So is this kind of an in-betweener for the next NASCAR season? Okay.
Yep.
I like that because these guys are hungry to race, and I think laying off too long, it gets a little rusty and people get disinterested or whatever. So I'm glad they're having a little intercession here in the winter.
I was gonna say disinterested. Have you seen the Discord during the week? Hey, are we racing today? Hey, we racing today? All
that's
all day
that's what
long.
I'm saying. But if you like some leagues, they have these long layoffs. We've seen not this league in particular, and people kind of get disinterested. I think you can agree with me on that. If you have a long layoff, people will just go join another league because they want to race. Not here though. They got it on point at Vigilante.
Yeah, that is true. I do know a league. I believe it's the ADD Sim Racers Race League.
Those
that
guys
got like 500 members, and I think their last race was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, they've had a long layoff. They've had a long layoff over there.
Definitely some disinterested parties associated with that.
I am one of them because I want to get back to racing in that league, but nobody will turn it on. Yeah, it's better we're broadcasting it. This is, I'm better at broadcasting, I think, than I was racing, except in Michigan. And I'm not very good at this either, so.
Still a little bit of traffic going on out there at the racetrack. 10 of Andrew Cawthon, 79 Alejandro Gonzalez, John Gallagher in the 123, and the 29 of Dave Mayberry out here all in a good fight. Oh, and contact made, and the 10 is starting to bobble, and he collects the 29 with him. Oh boy, oh boy. No caution yet.
That's terrible.
iRacing was asleep on the flag stand there, as multiple trucks probably could have been able to back it down and avoid that if yellow have come out. But
yeah, that was
hey, that's iRacing cautions for you. Sometimes it works out great, sometimes it misses.
That was a bad one. I don't think I've seen him miss that bad in a while anyway. We're gonna keep racing with it, Brown, I guess.
Yeah, that we are, after a little bit of right side romance there between the 79 and the 10 machine. Both drivers getting a little squirrely, and then unfortunately the 29 of Mayberry getting collected towards the end of it. But we remain green flag racing here with Jess Vaught out in front here, lap 27 out of 150. Tara, what do you think pit strategy here is going to be tonight for these guys? Do you think they're going to be able to split this thing up pretty equally between the halves, or are there going to be some possible issues with that?
Good question. You got 4 total sets of tires. I'm wondering how they're going to approach this. I think they're going to run it probably halfway. I think they're going to run it halfway through the stage and have a caution somewhere here. Or, I mean, have a pit somewhere in here. I don't know what you think, English.
That sounds about right to me. I mean, if they can make it, that ended up being almost 40 laps on a set of tires, but it's only a 1 miler here. I think they can make it.
And it kind of makes sense too. So just with the math and whatnot, even Canadian math is kind of the same on this one.
Metric man,
close enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the couple of Canadians that we got in here seem to be doing A-okay, at least all season long. I haven't heard any complaints about, they shorted me on the fuel. I was putting in a full tank, but they only gave me liters. Well, it's getting shortchanged out there.
I don't know how their brain works to convert everything from liters to gallons and back. I can only do freedom units. I don't understand this whole liter situation. Unless it's like a liter of Coke, you know? Think about that.
Liter of cola?
Yeah, a liter of cola. I don't want to mention the non-sponsored name.
Oh yeah.
But I know what a liter of that is. That's weird. That's kind of one of those things you don't even think about. The Coke people are using the metric system because they are the communists. Is that why?
Do you ever have somebody spit in your burger?
Yes, I have.
Yes, it has happened.
It does happen. Yes, a liter of cola. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we just have half gallons of Coke? You know. Now I'm confused again.
It's a lot of Coke, man.
Well, not Coca-Cola, like the drink.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It is still a lot.
Yeah.
Well, what about the 2 liter? Everybody gets the 2 liter. So what is that?
So that's a share. See, that's the problem with the liter, right? It's not quite big enough to really share with anybody. It's more for personal. But when you get to the 2 liter, then yeah, it's party size.
But then why are you putting one of those tiny liters of fuel in, and it means you're putting like 800 liters into the truck? It's
You gotta
confusing.
use 12-ounce cans of fuel and Coke because they're convenient.
It's,
They're
we're
small
gonna
enough
have
to finish in one sitting.
I assure you, we're going to have to know all this fairly soon when we are taking over. So we probably need to brush up on it.
Meanwhile, out on track, there was a pretty bold charge attempt there by the 6 of Trevor Robertson, trying to at least get around the 27 of Timothy Pope as they were all running 1, 2, 3 bumper to bumper here. But here comes the 6 right on back, building up that momentum here once again, trying to figure out a way to get around Pope and then eventually Vaught here, as here comes the 7 of Jonah Long on down into pit road. I think we're going to start seeing these guys all trickle on down and in. Speaking of those pit stops, as we're approaching about lap 35 here, or we're actually over that, we're lap 36, excuse me, as Greg Klein, Sean McDonald having a good battle going side by side. I mean, there's still a whole bunch of racing going on out there on the racetrack.
I heard about a couple more laps. I think you're going to see the majority of the field come on down and split this stage, as was suggested earlier. Jonah Long just kind of the first to break the seal there. I think probably around lap 38 or so, you're going to see everybody come down.
Jonathan Osborne's impressive. He's up 11 spots into 10th. Andrew Carlton just mentioned he's going to come down in the pits. And Jack Dixon, our Canadian friend, in the top 10. Who is Ted Lasso? I see it's all over his truck. I don't know what this guy is. I see it all over the place.
It's a
TV show.
Fantastic TV show hosted by Apple TV, and it's about an American football coach. Oh, it's Osborne getting a little loosey-goosey down there and ends up hitting the inside pit wall there and loses a few positions, but still pointed in the right direction and able to drive on.
You hit it hard, too, man. Pancake the left side of that truck.
That was a broadcaster curse on me. I apologize.
Thankfully,
Strike one.
yeah, thankfully it is coming up to his pit stop, so it's not like he's gonna lose too much time here. If he's able to maybe use that fast repair, get on back out to the action. Speaking of the action, all 4 of the championship 4 are now pretty much all in the top 4. Of course, as I said, the 53 of Burke, a little too heavy on the brake pedal, gets a little sideways down there on pit road. Oh, that one's going to cost him a few spots.
Yeah, he's in the running. I think it's Pope, Just Vaught, Burke, and is it Robertson as well?
It is.
That's 4 great drivers here in this league, and
and
they're going to be digging all night.
Pope into the outside wall with a little bit of a bump. Robertson trying to seize this opportunity and sneak up underneath that 27 as they head on down into the dogleg here. Gonna be interesting to see how they rejoin. Sliding way up the track right across the nose of the 27 goes the 6 and is able to move on up into that second position here as they continue to try to chase down that 33 of Jess Vaught. These top 3 of your championship contenders all have a championship under their belt. It's the David taking down 3 Goliaths here tonight. Oh, you ain't kidding. Jonathan
Albert Anderson
Osborne.
involved.
Oh boy.
I did not see that at all.
Oh. Well, so Osborne went sideways down into the dogleg on his own. Looks like maybe Earl Evans and Anderson had a meeting of the minds here. Oh, Earl getting a little loose coming off of turn number 2. And he ends up snagging the 99 of Albert Anderson there. Looked like, I believe that was... Yeah, that was Jonah Long. Got a really good view of this one as we jump on board. Can see the bad luck sponsor not sponsor machine just going out wide and coming down off the top. Poor Albert didn't even see it coming as he gets all spun about.
Come the leaders down the pit lane. They're gonna come in, pretty much get a free stop here.
Yeah, that saves all the guys that were just kind of waiting it out. I mean, worked out for them. We're still going to have that stage brake caution around 76, 75, 76. So
Into 75, I think. Start of 76, I believe.
yeah.
I'm going to shoot for halfway there. Yahtzee.
Oh, I like how the cactus turns yellow brown. You mentioned the cactus at the flag stand. That's really cool.
Yeah, I love that little cactus stand.
If there was more than one cactus, it'd be cacti, right?
No, I think is it the other way around where if it's a singular cactus, it's cacti?
It's a cacti. Okay. See, now you're right. I think you're right. They got me confused again because it's not cactus. Yeah, it's a cactus. It's not cactus. It's
Yeah,
a cactus.
I don't live in the desert. I don't know.
Cacti is multiple cacti or singular cacti? Let me do the Googler,
Yeah, do the Googler on that one.
or somebody can tell us.
Dang.
'Cause
The closest to the desert I'm ever gonna get is when we get about 30 feet of snow, and it's just basically a giant white plain up here in the northeast.
yeah, that's not really a cactus. That's something else. See here. Yeah, get through all the other garbage, you know. You know how they, like, Bill Gates tries to control your mind and put all this stuff on your phone.
No.
Oh, well, he does. It's a proven fact. Cacti. Okay. Cacti. Cacti is plural form of cactus.
Oh, so it's opposite.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying.
Huh.
Yeah, it's cacti. It's more than one.
Well, that's
Well, we just
Good
had
to
a
know.
learning lesson, didn't we?
no, we did.
I think everybody's thrilled.
I know. I'm sure everybody is. One of those weird things. Jess Vaught, Timothy Pope, Trevor Robertson locking on down into your top 3 right now. 88 of Mike Adamson back on up there into 4th. George Rincon in 5th. 69 Larry Dickerson up 5 spots on the day here. Gonna restart in 6th. The 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon gonna start there in 7th. Andrew Player 8th, Sean McDonald 9th, Dustin Eaton and Greg Klein are going to be fighting over a couple of top 10 positions here. So the lights on the pace car turn off and we get ready to head on back to the green flag. Again, it's going to be a long drive here for the 33 to guide this field on around as they make their way down the back straightaway.
Takes a while to get all the way around the track back to the checker flag, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the whole
Odd
mile.
shape. Weird.
It is weird.
It is weird. As they enter into that Geico restart zone right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. And here we go. Green flag racing once again with that 33 out in front. Continuing his charge here. The 27 and 6 pick up their battle right where they left off, going side by side. You also got Larry Dickerson trying to slip up through this field here as well, going side by side with that 28 of Rincon, now slipping in behind the 88 of Mike Adamson. Jack Dixon going around the outside of the 28, or at least attempting to. He's got the 18 as well, fighting with the 23 here as they make their way down in through the dogleg and into turn number 1 here before making their way down that back straightaway. Jess Vaught continuing to hold on the lead, but he is being absolutely hounded by that 27 of Timothy Pope. Jeremiah Burke, after his little whoopsie, trying to come on back through this field alongside the 123 of John Gallagher, looking towards the inside, using every inch of that dogleg that he can here. The home track favorite, Mr. Jeremiah Burke, located out there in the Arizona area.
It'd be great. I mean, I'm a broadcaster, can't really play favorites here, but I think it'd be great to see a first-time champion here tonight at his home track. Wouldn't that be something? 16 is around. Kyle Vaught, start-finish line yellows out.
Oh, man, right in towards where that dogleg is, so I think that's why Iris and threw that caution, and yeah, Kyle Vaught just, I think maybe cold tires or clocking up the brakes or something, just getting a little loose as it was kind of a self-spin. Maybe a little too much go-go pedal there coming out of turn number 4 there, Mr. English.
Coming up behind him, which confuses me that iRacing would throw it there when he's at the inside wall off the track, but they wouldn't throw it when there's cars spinning across the track. I just thought that was odd. But
And
I think it's because the spin started and there was cars behind him. That's probably what the deal was.
Yeah, but that happened the same. I don't know what's going on with Ira. But that's the second one he's caused. He's going to be on double secret probation, I think.
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah, we're going to put him on double secret probation. There's Greg Klein talking on the radio. Good to hear his voice. I didn't know if he was going to make it back or not.
Between all the icebergs and all that.
Yeah, I was worried about the icebergs, even though that never happened.
And U-boats.
That's a fable. That's a fable. That Titanic thing. That's a tale.
They don't really have to worry about U-boats anymore, do they? Is that kind of?
No, they just have the Chinese ones, the sea boats, I guess they call them. I don't know.
Sea boats.
What the problem is, all the history that they've lied to us about, like Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims came over here and then they just started hanging out with the Indians,
Yeah, we gave the Indians
turkey and dressing. Yeah, that's how it went down. That was purely accurate. Just like the Titanic version they sell us.
But didn't your relatives get like a bunch of free blankets?
No, that was covered in smallpox.
Yeah, but they were.
Well, my relatives did not partake in any of that. That was the Plains Indians were a little meaner. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh yeah.
They weren't making any trades. They were just.
Grandma used to say she was one of the mean ones.
Yeah, when she was in the nursing home, they'd roll her around. And the old lady would roll around in the chair, and she'd hit her knee on something, just lightly, and she'd yell at her. She'd be like, you need to knock that off. I'm Indian, and I'm the Comanche. We're the mean ones. And the lady would be like, oh, yes, ma'am, I know. Yes, ma'am, I know.
Mercy.
Yeah, she was a wild one. Mean till the end. I hope to be mean to the end,
Sure.
It would be tough like that.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, we got about 20 laps to shoot out here until we get this stage break. This ought to be fun because the tires should be okay. Let's just let it rip for 20.
Yeah, it should be a good little sprint here as I'm continuing to update myself on traffic situations going on, even though it's going to be late at night. I'm going to have to deal with some traffic here tonight.
That's never fun.
Nah, yeah, I don't know if it was an oil tanker. It was some sort of tanker truck ended up flipping over and spilling everything across the highway, so...
Hopefully it wasn't maple syrup coming from the, the Canadian side up there.
You know, the Canadians think they have the best maple syrup. I have to debate that. I think Vermont has the better maple syrup.
Ooh, shots fired. I like this fight. I'm on your side.
The kind I get comes in a bottle shaped like a lady with a
And
yellow
it's not
cap.
even, there's no maple syrup.
There's no
in that.
maple syrup
That's
in it.
that's a conglomeration that's going to give you cancer or something.
Probably.
You know? They produced it. Bill Gates probably put crickets in that thing.
I had some on pancakes tonight. It was good. The
I'm
Mrs.
sure it did.
Butterworth
Sure
Oh, yeah.
tasted good.
Cracker
man.
Barrel pancake mix, which is awesome.
Yeah, what else is going to taste good is as these drivers enter that Geico restart zone, we go back to green flag racing here in this championship race from Phoenix 33, making use of that dog leg here early, just immediately as that green flag flew, diving on down towards the inside, trying to maintain his speed up there inside of that top three. The 6 of Trevor Robertson leapfrogging over a couple of people, able to slip into second. Now moving around the outside. Jonathan Osborne, though, going for a little bit of a wild ride.
Osborne once again.
Ooh.
This time it did smack the wall again, and he may have some damage on the rear end.
Well, there was some stuff going on in front of him, I think, that
Yeah, there was.
possibly...
Somebody got sideways and saved it. I didn't see who it was. Dark colored truck. I think they hit another truck is what straightened them out.
I was a 29 of Mayberry. Ooh, getting a little bit of love tap there from the 10 of Andrew Cawthon. Then it was kind of pinball, and that straightened him on out. But the 81 of Osborne was really nowhere to go, trying to check up, and those brakes all locked up, and he got a little loosey-goosey and all spun about.
Well, while that happened, English, were you here when our cactus versus cacti conversation was going on?
No, I missed that.
You stepped
part.
away.
I had
Okay,
to
so
go to the can.
what is the plural form of said plant?
So if there's one, it's a cactus.
Okay.
If it's more than one, but if they're the same type, it's cactus. And if you're talking about different types of cactuses, it's cacti.
Now, see, he just took it to another level,
my
Brown.
God.
I don't know. No, I think we got a little confused. One cactus, yes, that's a cactus, and then multiple cactus, that's cacti. But now you took it to this weird level of the form of cactus, which, I mean, that's kind of mind blowing, actually.
Like, this is a cactus, that's a cactus. They're both cactus.
That's cacti.
If they're different types, they're both.
It's a gaggle of cactus, so it's cacti.
I just made all that up too. I don't really know.
Yeah, well, it was fun while we did it.
Do you know what a cephalopod's favorite dessert is?
That's an octopus, isn't it?
Octopi.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there you go. That's a good one. I
I
like
spoiled it. Sorry.
It's all good.
I can't believe I remembered what a cephalopod was.
Man, just whenever I hear
biology
cephalopod
class 28 years ago.
that. Biology class? I used to get in fights in that. These guys used to come attack me in that class. No, that was chemistry.
We had Mr. Ferguson, who was a oil field guy that got part of his hand cut off, so he started teaching school. And it was the biology lab had this gas pipes, that went outside, and they went to the Bunsen burner things on the lab tables. So me and my buddy would take turns. We'd go outside, and where the pipe went outside the building, there was a brick underneath it, and we'd stomp on the pipe, and it would go clang, clang, clang. In the classroom, Mr. Ferguson would be looking around like, "What the hell's that?" And then the other one of us would be laughing in the classroom, and then we'd switch. And we'd do that all period. It was fun.
Education.
That's what
The
I
guy-
learned the most in biology.
The guy probably had flashbacks from blowing his hand off on the
Probably
pipeline
did.
and was worried, and
But
you
he was
scared him.
He was fun about it because he used to stick needles and thumbtacks and stuff in his hand because he
Ugh.
had no feeling in it. And then when the girls would ask help on a question, he'd go over there and point with the needle, that was stuck in his hand. They would scream.
Oh
And he
my
was laughing.
goodness!
It was
What,
funny.
what kind of South Texas savagery is going
That's
on?
what it was.
Oh, that's a good story, though.
He was a funny guy.
Yeah, I like it. Back to it here, Brown.
And back onto it we go, as it's now going to be the 6, starting to the outside of the 33 just fought as they enter into that Geico restart zone. Are about ready to head on back to that green flag race, and about 15 laps left to go here in this opening stage as they head on off to that green flag. And oh man, 6 getting left behind here as the 27 does a little bit of leapfrogging action right back on up into his second place position. Now you got the 69 of Larry Dickerson moving on up around as well. So I don't know what happened to the outside line there with the 6 machine. Just wasn't quite up and ready to go by the looks of it.
Burke hit the dog leg on that first lap about 30 miles an hour faster than everybody, but there was no place for him to re-merge when he got back up on the track, so it ended up not helping him there. But wow, what a gutsy move there by Burke to just send it.
He's trying everything possible here to try to pick up the championship win, as the 14 Dustin Eaton tucking into line right behind his Team Orangutan team member, the 18 of Andrew Player. Alejandro Gonzalez sitting right there behind him. I know those two have really hit it off ever since Alejandro joined the VRL. Glad to have Alejandro back, by the way. Haven't seen him in a few weeks, and good to see him rejoin the racing surface.
And everybody loves the way he says orangutan.
Do they say it like that, or what?
Something similar. To that.
Something like that, yeah.
He has an orangutan accent for the. There's a lot of orangutan drivers out here tonight. Still, they're sticking together.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
trying to win. Is there a team championship? I don't know if we've
I don't
got into that.
I don't think there is this time around. But I know a lot of these drivers really enjoy racing with their friends on those teams. And I don't know if it's a situation like ours where we really just rag on each other all day.
I hope so. I mean, that's what makes racing fun.
It's it. 07 of Jack Dixon fighting alongside the 28 of George Rincon, part of the All-Star Racing team. He's waiting for his teammate, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, to continue his charge up the field as the 07 hard impact there.
Jack the Ripper had an issue there. Back into that truck, right into the wall there.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic. There was a lot of real racing going on there with him.
And it looked like he might have started turning down just a smidge too early when the 28 didn't look like he was quite ready to make the turn into turn number 4. And the 07 getting all spun about on Rincon's front bumper.
Well,
Dave Mayberry coming on down into the pits here.
ooh, it got tight right there with Dixon and Rincon. So that's a racing incident, as Ted Lasso would say. Yeah, I don't know what he says.
Is that what he
but-
says?
No, I don't know.
No, he would make some obscure American reference that the English football players wouldn't know.
Oh, so he's American, but he's teaching soccer.
Coaching
Coaching
soccer.
soccer. And then so they make him look dumb, right? Like, because they're trying this globalist thing where America's stupid. I've seen this before. So they make him look like an idiot. And that's the whole show.
Well, the first season, yeah.
And then the other half of the show is all the pretentious people saying, it's called football everywhere else, not soccer. That's probably the other half of the show.
Yeah, and that's the people that don't live with the land of bald eagles, and fireworks, man.
And fireworks.
Getting tired of these people, trying to bring us down. The Bill Gates of the world. They just want to globalize us all. Because we're just a piece of money.
Steak and
no, you'll get it in the cricket form. You'll get it in cricket form. They'll probably allow you to have flour still, I'm guessing, and some vegetable oil. So you can have cricket meal and just doll it up like you would a chicken fried steak, and you'll be fine. It's better for the environment.
All right, so
and mash together a whole bunch of them, make a big patty of crickets to
that's what I'm talking about. See, you're already in. You don't care. I'll fry it. I'll try it.
I'll try it.
You're
I live in Louisiana. You fry anything down here.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna be a lemming and just go along with it and eat crickets? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Brown.
So I'm gonna share a screenshot here in our own personal Discord over here. As I'm continuing to monitor certain conditions out there on the road, a certain business name that I had no idea existed.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
It's
what is that?
I think it's. I had no idea it existed.
Well, you probably wouldn't. You can't say it on. Yeah,
That's Fuchs.
Something.
That's Fuchs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuchs. All right. That's an interesting route. May want to stop in there.
I just may have to stop.
Let's take a selfie with the sign.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's a furniture store. I could use like a new chair or something.
In the communist area of Houston, there's this one Chinese restaurant called Smelly Pot. Never go in there.
Even Jack Dixon, well, it's saying Ted Lasso says it's football. So if Ted Lasso says it's football, then I guess it's football. But what else it is? It's green flag racing here once again with the 27 into 33, getting things kicked off side by side. Remaining basically 5 laps left here in this stage as a 6 of Trevor Robertson trying to sneak his front bumper on up there into that action as well. You also got Mike Adamson, Larry Dickerson having a great battle inside of this top 5. Here comes that 53 of Jeremiah Burke. It's taken a few restarts, but he's now back up inside the mix as well, looking to the inside of the 23 of Sean McDonald as Earl Evans has an issue. Oh no, Earl.
Yellow is out. My camera didn't switch to it.
Mine didn't either, but I'm going to assume that we're going to make that our stage break would be my guess.
Yeah, it looks like did Earl did have a little bit of help there from the 10 of Cawthon, getting up the inside there, getting the 13 a little loose, and nowhere to go for the 29 of Mayberry, and ends up spinning them even more. But the 13 machine at the end of that one, looking like he's got a little bit of damage going on up there in the front end of things. It is not necessarily the hottest day in the desert, but I can tell you what, the 13 machine is having the coolest running engine going on around there right now.
Did you catch that, Adam, from Lori?
Yeah, this is the stage break, Brown. This will be it.
All right, perfect time. And so stage break, not that any of it, none of the points matter at this point. Just fought Timothy Pope, Trevor Robertson, Larry Dickerson, Mike Adamson, Sean McDonald, Jeremiah Burke, George Rincon, I believe it was Alejandro Gonzalez, and Andrew Player all up inside of that top 10 as the whole field comes on down into pit lane. And we go ahead and get everybody all regathered up, retired, refueled, everything here.
Regatorated.
Yeah, see.
These guys got a lot of racing left to do. This 1 mile track, you think 150 miles at a short track. That's not too shabby. 150 laps, but it does take a little bit to get around here and add a few cautions in the mix. It can be daunting. It can be mentally draining on these guys. I know I'm kind of like you, Brown. I like to feel the force feedback and stuff. Sometimes I have it turned up a little too high, and I mean that can wear you out. But the mental aspect of it's going to wear you out too.
Man, you ain't can. It's kind of like, how we always talk about, where Iowa is, a long short track. I mean, it's under a mile long, but it races like a mile and a half. Well, kind of the same thing is said here at Phoenix, where it might be that 1 mile long, but man, it certainly doesn't race like it. You need it's a whole other set of skills. It's not like what is it? Is it Dover that's a mile? Yeah, because Bristol's under a mile, right? I think Bristol's
That's
half a mile.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
Iowa's 7/8.
Something like that.
Shy.
So,
Yeah, totally different tracks, even if they are nearly the same size.
And I mean, totally different shapes as well. I mean, you got this weird triangle-looking thing here, and then, yeah. Makes you wonder why everybody complains about, on the NASCAR side of things, like all these cookie cutters. There really isn't that many cookie cutters when you look at the schedule.
Well, not really. I mean, there's a couple of tracks that race similar, but every one of them has kind of their own feel. I don't know how you feel about Chicagoland. I know that we haven't seen much racing there recently, but I never was a real huge fan of Chicagoland. Kansas kind of fits in that same for me. Not huge fans. I'd rather watch Iowa race or something from somewhere else. It's a similar size track. Charlotte, Texas.
Yeah, and I'm just interested. I don't know if it's just because of the differences in bankings or the asphalt contents or whatever has it, but yeah, for whatever reason, some tracks just don't line up quite well. But here we go, getting ready for this second half of racing. Jack Dixon and Larry Dickerson getting things started on off, and looks like a bull in the china shop just going to try to run straight up through the middle with the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, as the field is just absolutely scattershot down through here. Jeremiah Burke electing to look like maybe a fuel only stop here about that midway point, maybe trying to save a set for later on. Oh my goodness, big wreck in the back. The 7 of Jonah Long looked like Greg Klein getting involved as well. I was trying to see if that was Jonathan Osborne, but that was a big wreck going on back there. Oh no, it was
heavy contact with the inside wall.
I think it was a 79 of Alejandro Gonzalez. Oh, Alejandro Gonzalez was something totally else. It looked like that was kind of on his own, it was kind of 3 wide there for him, and he snaps against that outside wall pretty hard. But yeah, the 7 machine kind of looking into that one. Oh, maybe had a little bit of help there. 92. Really, it was kind of checking up on him there a little bit. And he gets into the back of the 7 machine and sends Jonah on around.
Not the first time tonight that we've seen independent, separate accidents in the same part of the track. Some of it might have been caused by a reaction, but I think for the most part, at least the 2 that I recognize, this one and the one where Osborne lost it, and then a separate wreck happened behind him. These are the 2 that come to mind when I think, well, it's separate wrecks, but it happened at the same time in the same part of the track.
Yeah, it's definitely a slippery track on out there, and rather than take our word for it, why don't we talk to one of these drivers and get their opinions on what it's like to race around here. Let's go ahead and move on towards the About the 15th position here and talk with Mr. John Gallagher. Haven't talked to old John here in a hot minute. As we're joined in the booth by Mr. John Gallagher. John, you got a copy there, buddy?
I sure do.
Hey man, it's little slipping and sliding going on out there tonight. I mean, there's some good hard racing as well, but looks like maybe with the cooler track conditions and now people getting on some fresh tires, looks like it might be a little slick.
Yes, it is. It is a little slick. Cold tires, cold track. And the guys are hitting the wall and coming down, so it's a little tough.
Well, pretty much everybody on the lead lap here still, besides the 085 Greg Dobson. So not a whole lot of people fighting lap traffic or anything here just yet. Do you expect that to change, especially if we start seeing some green flag pit stops here later on for that last set?
Well, I believe that there's going to be some stuff going on because some of these guys are on old tires. I'm on pretty decent tires right now myself. Still got 2 sets. Still have my fast repair, so I'm just trying to stay out of trouble for now.
Well, awesome, man. Keep up the good work. Up a few spots on the day thus far. Continuing that battle, man. And we look forward to possibly seeing you here at the end of this one there, John.
Well, I hope so. And thanks for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
Good luck, John.
Yeah, good luck,
Thank you.
man. I'm back. You know, I had the WD-40 suggestion you gave me the other night there in English. I had to fix the chair. It was squeaky.
You know what? I amended my recommendation. You should use 3-in-1. WD-40 is just it'll work for a little bit and then it'll.
Well, I have the
pull
silicone
in dust
version
in
of
there.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's probably
this-
fine.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really nice product. If they want to sponsor us, I'd be happy to talk about it, you know.
Well, is WD-40 wax-based?
This one,
Petroleum.
it might be. Is it petroleum? I thought it was. I don't
The
know. This
original
one's-
WD-40, I think.
Oh, it works on all kinds of stuff, though. I know that.
Well, either way, here we go with 2 teammates starting side by side up here at the front. 53 Jeremiah Burke and the 69 of Larry Dickerson. Back to the green flag we go. Jeremiah making use of all of that dog leg and then some before heading on down into turns 1 and 2. The 69 Larry Dickerson trying to chase him on down as we go 3 wide, and we got ourselves a yellow flag.
Saw a couple trucks sideways. Didn't see anybody piled up on each other, but saw a couple trucks sideways back there.
Yeah, and it's
Ooh.
like I'm not picking up the car.
Well, I don't think this one anyone really wrecked here. It was the 92 of Greg Klein getting turned sideways, but then brought it right back around, and then the 79 really nowhere to go, gets into the back of the 10 of Andrew Cawthon a little bit there. Everyone continued to drive on off, but I think it was when Greg Klein was pointed almost 90 degrees in the wrong direction. I think that's when iRacing threw the yellow flag there.
Wise policy. Greg Dobson, our Canadian buddy to the north there in the 085, says he's parking it for the night. He's going to go spot for the 88, who's running out there tonight, Mike Adamson.
Oh,
Mike needs a little help. I think he's down about 8 spots. Probably use a friendly voice talking in his ear.
yeah. It is the last race of the season. I mean, I get it. If you need to help your buddy out a little bit, works for me.
So we're down to 21 active drivers on the track, all of them on the lead lap still. That's very cool to see. I'm glad to see that here this late in the race.
Where's the
Jeremiah
first
Burke.
track we're going to on this next season? Do you know?
I had it pulled up. Hold on.
Sorry.
Airport.
Message from Lori says Daytona, Michigan, Talladega, Auto Club, ISS, and Indianapolis. In that order, twice at each track.
And they're going to alternate the cars, or they're just going to go?
Yes. They're going to do trucks and Gen 4.
So one section will be trucks, and then the next 6 weeks will be Gen 4s, right? Yes.
Yes.
Have you guys driven the Gen 4s yet?
I think
No.
I have. I just toyed with it.
Which one is? What's the common name for the Gen 4?
Oh, so
Is it
that was the iRacing F up
Screw up
on the ARCA car, yeah.
ARCA with the 800 horsepower?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
I think I messed with it just because it was a thing.
I have not. No.
And everybody seems to love it. That's why they kept it.
Yeah, and when I say that's a great choice of tracks for that car, because I mean you're talking about a rocket ship that needs to be dialed back a little bit. It's a very oh my goodness, it's just infinite power, and it's absolutely crazy and really, really fun. I know these VRL guys have raced it a few times at a few of the tracks. I think I joined them for a race at like Las Vegas or something like that. And yeah, I mean, you had to lift. There was no never lifting.
I love the old never lift people. There's always that one guy that tries to pull that,
Yeah. Then you also
Never
get
lift.
those friendly guys as well that'll let you know that here comes the bump. They'll let
I
you
fit
know it's
both
coming.
of those categories.
Yes.
And I think
You do.
I'm feeling attacked right now by both of you because I've done both
Yeah.
of those things. Never lift.
That's pretty much you in a nutshell
Yeah.
as a driver. Here we go.
As here we go back to the green flag once again with that 53 out in front. Jeremiah Burke started alongside him. Here comes that 28 of George Rincon down the inside. Ooh, little bit of a bobble there from that 33 of Jess Vaughn, trying to gather that truck up back underneath him here. He does so, but he does lose a couple of positions here to Jack Dixon. Albert Anderson trying to sneak up behind him here, as well as Albert's fighting alongside Timothy Pope in that 27 machine, trying to work his magic along the outside lane. The 14 and the 18 continuing their battle here side by side as the 53 continues to drive on up here, up at the front. Then you got, man, just really good action all the way out through this field. 23 Sean McDonald going side by side with 81 Jonathan Osborne. Osborne on the outside getting the pass made there. Right behind him, you got that 123 John Gallagher and the 92 of Greg Klein going side by side as well.
And keep in mind, folks, Burke is leading this race right now, but he doesn't have to win the race to win the championship. He just has to beat Vaught, Pope, and Robertson. He finishes ahead of those guys. It's a lock. It's in the bag. But how awesome would it be? First time champion, home track, wins the race and the championship. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome when you win the championship and actually win the race too. That makes it even more fun for the driver. I know. But the bottom line for those poor guys, you just gotta let it rip and try to win this thing. Whatever you can do to get in front of those other competitors.
And currently the 53 of Burke does have a one truck cushion in between himself and that 33 of Vaught. Vaught trying to figure out a way to get around the 28 of George Rincon here, who's been doing a great job up at the front all race along, just trying to get a good finishing position here for this final race. And here comes that 27 of Timothy Pope right up behind him as they enter into turn number 4 before heading back down across the line. Lap number 90 now underway out of 150. Still expecting one more pit stop from all these drivers, so look forward to seeing what what happens with all that is the 33 and the 28, man, they're still side by side. Great battle going on. Looks like that inside line, you can get the pass made here, English, but man, it's a whole bunch of tough work as the outside lane gets a pretty good run out of most of these corners.
Yeah, it's like some of the other tracks we go to where that momentum carries you on that outside lane. And I was just sitting here thinking, you know, these guys got one more pit stop to make at least. I predicted we may get some green flag pit stops, but John Gallagher mentioned that, oh, this ain't over yet. As the 16 hits the inside wall, loses a bumper. He's trying to rejoin here, maybe. No, he's coming down the pit lane.
And
Kyle Vaught might be done for the night.
Kyle Vaught just having a little bit of a rough night here as, Greg Klein, before the yellow flag could come out, ends up jumping to the pits, but he has his own little whoopsie here. Ends up into the outside wall. What caused this? Trying to see what happened. Oh, it was he and Kyle Vaught that got together down there in the dog leg in the 92 of Klein. Oh, hard into that far outside wall, and I guess he lost all steer and some heavy suspension damage for the 92. Ends up trying to park it out of the way on the track and then quickly tow so a caution flag wouldn't get thrown there.
He said he wasn't worried about it. Dixon and Osborne had a really good battle. Looks like Osborne won that one, and now Osborne's kind of moving up and having another battle in front of him is Dustin Eaton. He's trying to come after Dustin with a Y.
And then you got the 27 of Timothy Pope getting a little jiggly back there, having a good battle with the 28 of Rincon. I think Pope still fighting with a little bit of a loose race car, but here comes that 6 of Trevor Robertson. Now these two are teammates, both ain't dead yet team members. And you know, tonight, I don't think team members really means a whole lot.
I'm sure they'll help each other out, help each other survive, and until the closing laps, and then it'll be okay, guys. Every man for themselves. It's official.
And meanwhile, the 27 and the 28 going side by side down that front stretch here, or I should say back stretch.
See, like a cage fight. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it might be like an unspoken thing, though. You know, they'll cooperate until they don't anymore and nobody's helping each other, and then they'll know, you know, well, hell, you know, so-and-so's not helping me. It's my time to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Let's end this season on a controversy, why don't we? Probably shouldn't.
well, in the meantime, though, the 28 does lose those positions. He's got to be careful here because he might lose another one to the 69 of Larry Dickerson, who's been on a pretty good roll here, going along side by side into turns 1 and 2 before heading on down the backstretch here. And here comes that 6 machine looking towards the inside of the 27. Does get the run and does get the position. So now they're going to try to make up a whole bunch of time. Oh, but here comes Timothy Pope, maybe looking like a little bit of a crossover. No, not quite willing to use all of that dogleg line just yet. That dogleg, kind of speaking of, we've seen it a few times. Some drivers, you know, really taking a good clip of that corner there, and there's a whole bunch of trucks bouncing around from it. It's not a smooth transition.
Burke was one of them I saw that really hit it hard and fast, very aggressive, and made it work for his advantage there. It's all about the lining up to entry, I think, that helps you cut the most of that turn off. I have to go back here and do a little racing just to try it out. Larry Dickerson was in second place for a while. Slipped back to about 8th or 9th, and now he's climbed his way back up. He's currently in the 5th position as of last lap.
Mayberry and Andrew Cawthon fighting over 16th and 17th. Osborne Player as well as Sean McDonald all in a tight-knit group going on out here. Really no one making too many crazy moves just yet, but definitely keep your eye out on that one. Meanwhile, Up here at the front, the 53, Jeremiah Burke, continuing his lead here, trying to stay out in front of that 33 of Jess Vaught, who is now starting to reel him back on in after his battle with the 28 of Rincon earlier ago. Trevor Robertson and Timothy Pope as well, trying to reel in Jess Vaught here as well. So everybody trying to get all tied back on up here as we prepare for our final round of pit stops coming up here in probably about 15 laps here, Mr. English.
Yes, sir. Looks like the gap now below 0.8 of a second between Vaught and Burke. That is for the lead. And then about another 1.5 seconds, or about another second back, is Trevor Robertson. And then the rest of the field, is 2 seconds behind the leader. So it is starting to tighten up towards the front there. This is going to be some interesting racing as these guys, as you mentioned, come upon that last pit stop.
Yeah, this is going to be the best part of the race here. We've kind of cleaned it up a little bit, it looks like, for the last 10, 15 laps. And down to business. This is, it's like a baseball game. There's 9 innings, right, in the baseball game. And the beginning and the middle is not always the best, but the end, it usually ends up pretty fun. A little crescendo to the action.
The beginning kind of sets the tone, and the middle is kind of...
It's like a movie to me.
To get there.
Right?
Yeah, and then you got your climax towards the end. And
yeah. Every baseball, that's what I say. I took English literature, film literature one time when I was in this thing called college.
Well, you had to.
But it was interesting because I think baseball, and almost a race too, is like a movie. There's a plot, the beginning, the middle bull part that you just have to deal with, and then it just starts ramping up.
Character development happens.
Yeah, all that stuff.
So that's about the 3rd inning, and then the 8th inning, it starts getting better. When you put your setup man in there, and the excitement starts to happen, and then, yeah, I got you. Makes sense.
Yeah, man. I think so. Thank you. We finally agree on something.
Yeah.
But I think a race is kind of like that too. I don't know what you think about it, Brown. Yeah, it's for the intellectuals, obviously. I mean, you go fast, you turn left, and then
my high school diploma.
Honestly, there is a lot of intellectual stuff inside of a race. It's like we call it inside baseball stuff, but it's the same. There's really a lot going on the track that we don't actually get to see, and we try to delve into it, but it's hard when you're not a part of one of these teams.
It really is. Here is the 18 and the 23 having a good battle side by side. Meanwhile, that 6 of Trevor Robertson has indeed reeled on in that 33 of Jess Vaught, and Timothy Pope not too far behind as Vaught continues his fishing expedition, trying to get on up into where the 53 of Jeremiah Burke is. So everything's starting to tighten on up for these championship 4 drivers who are running 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the meantime, you also still have some good battles like Dave Mayberry. He's got the 123 of John Gallagher in his sights. You got the 07 of Jack Dixon and the 7 of Jonah Long sitting right there behind him. 18 Andrew Player and 23 Sean McDonald still having a great battle. Albert Anderson, Mike Adamson, Jonathan Osborne, all within shouting distance of each other. So, I mean, really not too many people are that far away. It's really just, Alejandro Gonzalez kind of out there on his own a little bit. Earl Evans, and then Kyle Vaught is our lone card that's currently not on the lead lap that is still currently running.
Oh, they're still at it. I saw Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eden. He had an issue and dropped some spots. He got a little loose. Held it together, didn't cause an accident, which was nice. Now it's just a matter of when are these guys going to come back down? What? It's like a game of chicken at this point, isn't it? For the guys up front.
It really is, and not only that, but what's the strategy gonna be? Are you gonna risk it taking 2, maybe a little bit short of a pit stop? Are you gonna take a full stop? Or are you gonna take fuel only? I mean, looking at these guys, you know, best time versus last time, they're only about a second off. And normally at these tracks, we like to say, you know, the magic number is right around the 2 seconds, but I don't think they're experiencing as much of a tire fall off as that we would expect here out in the desert.
So this opens the door to something I was naysaying the other day when we were talking about 2-tire stops. I said, I remember telling you guys, I'd never just take 2 tires. The truck will be unbalanced and upset and everything. But this kind of opens the door for, well, maybe you could make it work here since the lap times aren't that crazy different. But you're definitely going to notice the handling difference.
Well, and it could be a Hail Mary. Let's say you're in the points, you're 4th out of the 4, you know, out of the 4. It could be a Hail Mary you throw up and see if it works.
Well, here's the 6 battling with the 33. This is exactly what Jeremiah Burke wants to see in that rear view mirrors. These guys absolutely going at it as he has the clean air and tries to drive on away from all this action here right behind him. Looks like the 6 machine backing off that challenge for the time being, but the damage has been done. The gap up to Burke opened back up to about a full second here as that battle wanes off. Here comes the 27 and Timothy Pope trying to get his nose back up into this action as well. So, we're going to have, I got a feeling we're going to see some strategery here, fellas.
Yeah. America's driver, Albert Anderson's coming down. It looks like the 13 or 11s is coming down, and a host of others, I'm sure. Man, this is where it's fun. Now we're going to see some blending stuff, English. I don't know. It might get a little wild here.
Might get a little wild. Guys coming out on fresh tires. Guys with old tires out there. Guys with cold tires out there. So we're going to see here. Hopefully these leaders don't wait too long to make up their mind what they want to do here. I think maybe some of them might be waiting for that yellow flag to wave to come down and get some tires. But you can't stay out there too long. You're going to lose time for as long as you're out there.
Yeah, they're gambling on the caution maybe.
And rolling dice in Waco as the 23 and the 14 go side by side. Saw the 18 Andrew Player trying to move past his teammate there, the 14 Eaton, and he was able to do so, but that's leaving the 23 some room down on that low side. But they're still battling side by side here as they make their way down the backstretch. So not everything is about the championship for here tonight. Some drivers, they're still racing for pride. They still want to finish as high up on that leaderboard as they possibly can here tonight, and try to keep their name alive here, maybe for the possibility next season, as the 53 of Burke now even getting some more time here as the 33 of Jess Vaught might be starting to struggle a little bit, because he's had to battle quite a bit to get up to the point where he's now back at here in second. Those few restarts that he's had that he wasn't quite up there at the front, he's had to make some passes and drive that truck pretty hard.
Well, the 88 just got clipped in the back end as he was coming down into the pit lane, was able to get it back straight and save it. Job on Adamson there as he comes down to the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know if he had any help or not, but it worked out. No big deal, I guess. Shouldn't have a penalty for what he, unsafe pit entrance or anything.
Got one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
back down in time.
The 6 of Trevor Robertson trying to sneak that nose up inside the 33 there yet again. Oh, and this time getting a little bit hot behind him, and he's going to fan off and lose a bit of that momentum. And the 27 of Timothy Pope really nowhere to go. Just had to kind of stay behind him as Burke dealing with some blending traffic here. The 10 of Andrew Cawthon down on that bottom side. 53 able to make it back on around. It's going to be interesting to see here as the 10 machine of Cawthon does have the fresher tires, if he maybe tries to get back around that 53 and get back onto a lead lap position here.
I heard a conversation the other day during the Vigilante practice race for Michigan And one of the things that was said was, you can't make a mistake. These drivers are so competitive and they're so close in skill level, especially this top tier that's running up there together, that you make one mistake and that's the race for you in a lot of cases.
Yep.
So this race is long enough, guys have recovery time, but that's what you got to do right now is not make a mistake.
Burke and Vaught down onto pit road here. We're going to watch to see what strategy they pull out of their hats here, trying to pick up that championship win here tonight. Trevor Robertson now making his way on down into pit lane as the 27 of Timothy Pope staying on out. A little bit of a bobble there coming out of turn number 4. Full stop for Burke, full stop for Vaught. Very identical times. George Rincon having a very good time as well. Timothy Pope now making his way down onto pit road. Oh, coming in a little hot, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta take a few chances here, and I believe he was able to get it checked up in time. Larry Dickerson now inheriting the lead for the time being, with the 81 of Jonathan Osborne trailing him just a little bit, with Dave Mayberry there as well.
So if you're Burke, if you're Vaught right now, if you're Robertson, you can breathe now, right? Your last stop is in the bank. It's done. You don't have to worry about coming down pit lane anymore, making mistakes. Now all you got to do is race the racetrack that's in front of you. Manage the gap behind you if you can, but know that if you do get into a restart here situation, if not more than one, you're in control. You're in control of everything now. There's no more worrying about strategy. Get in front, stay in the clean air, and take care and get that win. As
the 53 of Burke coming up to some traffic here. Oh, he's trying to split the gap. The 16 of Kyle Vaught did his best to just get down and out of the way of that one. He wanted no bits and pieces about it. Now the 33 of Jess Vaught having to deal with some of this as well, as he's coming up behind, I believe that's his teammate, the 92 of Klein, sitting right there in front of him. You got to imagine that Greg is probably just going to move up and out of the way, and, well, he doesn't have to. The 33 of Vaught just going to use every inch of that dog leg possible, trying to get back on up to that back bumper of Jeremiah Burke. Gap is about 1 second here. Alejandro Gonzalez, currently in the lead of this race, has yet to come on down for his final pit stop, but he's going to get some lead lap bonus brownie points.
Well, I like what English said. If you're one of those top 4 drivers, so we're talking Burke, Vaught, Pope, and Robertson, run the track. Work the track. Don't worry about anything else right now. Do your best to make your best laps, and it's going to come to you. You're going to start, at some point, you'll start seeing where you're making speed and where you're losing speed, and you can adapt. But like right now, just focus on just fighting this track itself, and I think it's all going to work out in the end for those guys if they just do that.
Well, tell that to Timothy Pope, who just saw Jess Vaught a few seconds in front of him run the fastest lap of the race. Pope just said, "Hey, excuse you," and he took that title away, running a 27:12, absolutely pushing that thing to the limit here tonight, trying to catch on up again. He and Trevor Robertson are kind of in the same position. They kind of have to send it. They're a little far back now as Alejandro Gonzalez makes his way on down into pit road. They really have to try to push the envelope here to make up a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, they do. The pressure's on them. The ball's in their court, as you say, and Timothy Pope knows how to run this racetrack, but Jeremiah Burke still breathing easy out there as he re-inherits the lead after Gonzalez comes down in the 79.
What an impressive several weeks he's had too. By the way, he's really turned it on, Jeremiah Burke.
Hey,
Here
Mr.
at the end.
Mr. Playoffs, indeed, picking up the wins when it mattered here as he sneaks around the bad luck 13 machine of Earl Evans. That's just more and more traffic he's trying to put between himself and the rest of these championship 4 coming on down to the wire here with 18 laps left to go.
It's like in Mario Kart when you're dropping the banana peels behind you, you know? Those are
I
those
know.
other trucks that you're passing. You're trying to...
Caution.
Oh, yellow's out.
Oh, and this
Game
changes
changer.
everything. Kyle Vaught.
Oh,
Oh, man. Talk about a driver who's just had a rough go of it. Oh, man. It looked like he was trying to get woed up to come on down into pit lane there, but didn't quite make it. Ends up snagging the barrels there on the pit wall, and that will indeed bring out the caution. If you're Jeremiah Burke, you're screaming, why? As he was continuing to open up a just an absolute massive gap to everybody behind him. But this is going to bring everybody right back up to him. And, woo, boys, we're going to have a heater for the last, probably close to about 12 laps.
Well, Adam, what do you think about it, Mr. Conspiracy Theory? You
I was
a
thinking.
guy in second and his son. Oh no, I'm wrecking.
I was actually thinking that, but then I looked back. Like Jess Vaught, these guys got integrity.
Oh,
they're not. I think Kyle
everything's
is
above board here. But
It really is, and Kyle has had problems all race long. Like he caused the first 2 cautions, and he's a rookie. You know, I'm not blaming him for anything. But then I definitely, of all the things, you know, I do love conspiracies, but I don't think that was
we're both very
on
negative
purpose at all.
people, I think.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. You know, it's not a conspiracy though. Like this,
No.
the real world stuff. You know, I know, you know, these conspiracies are true, but then what we were just talking about with on this situation, I think it was just Kyle is having a rough night. Has nothing to do with Jess's right behind Jeremiah.
And he's improved a lot as a driver in his first
Yeah.
year here at VRL, and
He has.
it's been a lot of fun to watch him. And
This is a
and-
tough track.
and the fun he's having with Uncle Dave Mayberry out there in the 29, and how they've competed all year, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, the cream of the crop here, the top 5 here looks like now. This is going to be an exciting finish to this deal.
And it always seems to end up this way with these guys too. The top drivers end up in the top at the end.
Cream
when it
always rises to the top.
Yeah. So that's that crash happened, big deal. We're gonna have 12 laps like Brown said to go or whatever, and this is where the money's at. Let's let it rip, man.
And everybody's equal right now. Everybody's on the same tire strategy, fuel strategy, it looks like. So, I mean, these top 4 guys that are competing for this championship, they're all on a level playing field right now. They're going to line up 2 rows deep and 2 columns deep, and they're going to see what happens. And McDonald and Long, Dickerson, Adamson, these guys that are racing right behind him here, they're in for a show here. Hopefully, we don't get a lot of interaction between the playoff drivers and the non-playoff drivers, but I mean that's okay too. I mean it happens, but I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. This is exciting.
This is not unlike a real NASCAR race, or especially when it gets into the
100%.
playoffs. It's very, very similar how this just worked out there. And look at these guys; they're where they should be, in order, in the top 4. Let's let these guys fight it out. The guys behind them, give them a little bit of space. Let them fight. If they make mistakes, take advantage. But let's let these top 4 fight, and let's see what happens here.
Yeah, let the sparks fly here at Phoenix as we close in on the final 13 laps. 53 of Burke, 33 of Vaught. Into that Geico restart zone we go, and off and running. The 53 down on that bottom side, making use of every inch of that dog leg he can possibly get to make some room here as the 27 Timothy Pope comes flying up through the inside here as well, alongside that 33 of Jess Vaught. Side by side they go down into turns 1 and 2. Little bit of a bobble there from the 33, but he's able to get it all locked back on down. The 6 of Trevor Robertson tucking into line here, as well as the 53 of Jeremiah Burke just turning on the afterburners here, trying everything he can to stay out in front of all this chaos happening behind him. Here comes the 33 of Just Fought with another charge up the inside, taking a peek, not quite able to get the run there quite just yet. Meanwhile, the 88 of Adamson going alongside the 7 of Jonah Long. You also got the 14 of Eaton and the 07 of Jack Dixon having a great side-by-side battle here as well. Here comes Jonathan Osborne making it 3 wide down into the dogleg.
Yeah, watch a couple of positions up in front of him, too. McDonald's lost a couple of spots, but on the move right now, Larry Dickerson, who did not have a good night Monday night in another league. A very frustrating night for Larry, but he's on his way up through the field. He's looking to bust into the top 4.
Yeah, there's mayhem behind them, and that's what may stop some of this stuff, but let's just let it roll, play itself out. Really good racing, though, throughout.
I think I saw what you're talking about. A couple trucks getting into the outside wall there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jeremiah Burke drifting a little high coming out of turns 1 and 2. Oh, it's behind them, though, side by side. We're going to have another caution here as the 88 and the 99 get all tangled on up.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Former teammates.
Unfortunate. 88 and the 99. I think 88 just cooked it a little bit, was a little bit faster now, but there's nowhere to go right there. And, I guess that's turn 2. And it just kind of happened.
I mean, it looks like, as I get up to the chopper camera, there were basically 3 wide with the 07 of Jack Dixon there. And, yeah, the 99 of Anderson just getting a little tight and drifting on up. And the back bumper just barely got clipped. Really not much the 88 could do. He was trying to get off of it as much as he possibly could. And unfortunate for him and Albert Anderson there, just kind of getting all tied on up. Adamson definitely getting the worst end of that deal. But nonetheless, the caution flag flies, and woo, boys, woo, I'm getting all tingly here.
Yeah,
Is there some anger?
Yeah, the 14 and 29 kind of going back and forth on the radio, having a little bit of disagreement about what happened there, but they're going to settle it after the race. They're remaining cordial.
I love it. You're fighting, and they're not even in this championship, and they're fighting it out anyway. I mean, might as well.
They're having a blast out
Are they
there.
trying to make it about them? Come on, guys. No, they're talking to themselves. I think it's a cordial fight. It's kind of like a gentleman, like what was it? The Burr guy and Buchanan. Who was Burr in the duel with Buchanan? You know how they had that? It was a gentleman's fight, with a duel.
Yeah, that was Andrew Johnson and
I don't know.
Yeah, Andrew
Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. Andrew Johnson was Confederate States.
It was, but it was a gentleman's duel, right? That's what they sound like. Well,
Sure.
I disagree with you, sir. Let's take this to the streets.
I bite my thumb at these, sir.
But that's in the back of the field. Can you imagine the nerves going on in the front there, Brown?
I can't imagine.
Man, it's gonna be crazy. You know how we always say at plate tracks, the person who's in first coming out of turn number 4 probably isn't gonna win it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is gonna be an opposite situation where I think Jeremiah Burke he's got the best seat in the house right here, being in that number 1 spot. He gets the inside here on the restart. He can guard the dog leg for the first couple of laps, and not only that, but that inside line tends to get a little bit of a better run here on the opening lap, so that's going to allow the 33 and the 27 to try to duke it on out for the first few once when we get back to the green, and that's going to allow the 53 to try to drive away from this thing. So go for it.
100% agree with you. And he's got his choice of line. He's got clean air. The only thing I'll say about this, Alan, is that these guys have watched him restart several times already. They're learning. they're trying to figure out where they can take advantage. So Burke doesn't need to do any more restarts. Nail this one and hopefully take it to the end. If not, these guys are picking up more intel as we go.
And that's like a baseball references we were talking about. The third time you see that picture, you've seen it before.
You've seen it before too.
Yeah, you've seen it, and that I think you're onto something there. But it's hard to beat Burke. He has really been hitting these restarts with perfection. We're about to find out what happens here in real time.
That indeed, and don't count out that 6 of Trevor Robertson, always ever so sneaky, finding a way to get the job done. As here we go, green flag is out. The 33 giving the 53 as much of a push as he can as both drivers dive on down to the inside. It looks like maybe the green flag came out a little earlier than the 53 expected, as the 27 was ready right there on the get-go, maintaining that side-by-side fight as they make their way on down this back straightaway. The 27 with the run, though, as they made their way out of turns 1 and 2, gets that position away. Timothy Pope tried to drive away from all the chaos now happening behind him. 53, Jeremiah Burke dealing with some connection issues there a little bit, but able to get it all locked back on in as the 33 starts hunting down that bumper here. Once again, 4 laps remaining here as the 6 is mired in traffic. And the 28 of George Rincon's around. We're going to stack it on up and do it all again.
Man, Rutabaga.
28 went around, and look, this is kind of Jeremiah's saving grace here. He has to use this restart to try to get around Pope, but like I said just a second ago, Tim Pope's been watching. He knows what's going on these restarts, but Burke's got to do something to get around him. Vaught and Robertson are in the same boat. This is pretty much last chance time. We're going to have a green-white checker to restart this thing, are we not? It's not an official one, I don't think, yet.
I think it might go into official.
I think it will be. I think you're right.
As we take a look at that incident, and I believe Turner's favorite word, netcode, coming into play. I think there was still going to be contact, but yeah, there was still a good foot and a half of distance between the 6 and the 28 as the 28 got spun around. Very unfortunate there for Rincon, who's been having a fantastic race here tonight. Don't forget about that. Rincon basically has been battling up towards that top 5 pretty much all race long, and just kind of unfortunate there for him.
Yeah, this is it's official now. This is going to be the first of one green-white checker attempt that we have here.
So this is it.
This is it, man. Yeah, you only get one here at VRL. One chance only.
And how fitting to be fighting for on championship night that it comes on down to a little bit of bonus time. Got to go on into those extra innings. We've already hit that bottom of the 9th, all tied on up, and now you got the tops of the lineups all making their way around the batter's box. Oh boy, oh boy.
All 4 championship drivers in the top 4. Anything can happen here. You got a couple of guys looking to make an upset here. Dickerson, McDonald, Osborne, Dixon, Player, and Eaton round out your top 10. We've seen at Phoenix, we've seen big wrecks on the last lap. Hopefully we don't see that here. Hopefully we see some great clean racing, but it has been known to happen. If the leaders wreck each other, somebody else could pick up a win, but it will be the front finisher of those 4 playoff drivers that will determine your championship winner here.
And I would not want to be Lori in that situation, because then she has to go frame by frame, determine exactly when the yellow flag came out, and determine whose bumper was in front of whose to figure that one on out, as the lights on the pace truck are about ready to turn on and off. for some green-white checker racing action here from Phoenix. Just a reminder on the rules, we get back going to that green flag. They're going to make a lap around. If they successfully make it back to that start-finish line, well, that's gonna be it. We're gonna race this one all the way to the end. If a yellow flag comes out before it, though, since this is our only attempt, well, that means the race is over and reviews will be had. But it's just gonna be an absolute cannon shot coming out of here tonight from this desert, as the 27 of Timothy Pope, 53 of Jeremiah Burke, side by side with the 33 and the 6 right there behind them as they make their way down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 for possibly the final time here tonight. We get ready. It's time to buckle up, strap on those drinking helmets, throw inhibition out the window. Championship racing here from Phoenix. The stars are shining. Here's the 53 and the 27 get great restarts up here, up at the front. 27 not using all of that inside lane, but here comes the 53 up around on turns 1 and 2, trying to get that run like the 27 did on that opening lap a few restarts ago. Not quite able to get clear, but sending it on in through turns 3 and 4. Doesn't hit the wall. They make it to the white flag, so we're racing this one on out, side by side, down through the dogleg into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side for the first couple of rows. Who's going to be the first to blink? Who's going to be the first to cross the line as they make their way on down the backstretch? Chaos ensuing behind them. Burke by a door, by a nose, first into turns 3 and 4, trying to get the run, trying to get the momentum. Sent it too hard, though, as the 27 of Timothy Pope picks up your race win and championship.
I don't have much to say about that.
What an
That was,
amazing battle there.
wasn't it? Great call too, Brown. I just was like, man, I was kind of just watching and listening to Brown. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, talk about a phenomenal finish here for this season. You had drivers just bringing it all, and we saw it side by side by side all the way through for that entire green-white checker. It does not get any better than that.
Pretty incredible. And, you know, you're going to see clean finishes like this from this league for seasons upcoming. You didn't see anybody getting dumped right there at the end. You saw some aggressive lane changes, and Burke tried to cross him over there towards the end, but it was just a little bit too late. And you're not going to see people crashing each other to pick up a race win here. Even though there was money on the line here tonight, we can go over the payouts real quick if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, please do.
So first place for the season here, $125. Position 2 will be $75, and position 3, $50. So a lot of these guys getting their money back from the buy-in on the league, and of course the buy-in pays for not just the purses, but for the broadcast as well. And we appreciate all the viewers out there for helping support this league.
Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button. Especially this league right here is amazing. They do a great job, and what a clean ending there. And I can't say it again enough, Brown. Great call on that last green-white checker, man. It was really had me on the edge of the seat and was just fun to watch. It was like I was entrenched in the thing. You know, I felt like I was in it.
I'm shaking like I was in it, man. Woo.
It takes some energy out of us too. We get the energy zapped out of us doing this sometimes.
In the meantime, let's go ahead and start some of these interviews up underway, and we will start with tonight's third place finisher. Mr. Trevor Robertson was looking to be a back-to-back season champion here, just coming up a little bit short, but a solid podium position finish. here for him. Trevor, congratulations. Great season and a great finale race from you here tonight. It must have been great to see all 4 championship drivers racing it out on that green-white checker, all within those first couple rows.
Yeah, everybody was pretty even. It was, I mean, you couldn't make one mistake on your line or you would lose 2 or 3 tenths. And it's just battled hard. I kind of got into some real close calls there, got sideways several times, but it's in the end, I'm fine with third. Third's great.
We talked a little bit about mid-race about teamwork and specifically team ain't dead yet, because you guys were running together quite a bit out there, and we knew there was going to be lots of team cooperation up until a point when everybody was going to be kind of in the know that, all right, from now on, everybody kind of for theirself. Did you have that kind of feeling out there last quarter or so of the race?
Oh yeah, I mean, if there was an opportunity, you can't hesitate to take it. But I mean, if you see an opportunity to kind of lift, give a little more room in a tight spot, I definitely would have. I know Pope would have. And but now me and Pope are so pretty much so even most of the time. It's always fun battling with him.
Fun to watch too.
Yeah, clean racing there for y'all at the front. Great job. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Just shout out to you guys in the booth and putting on a great show every week. It's always a pleasure to go back and watch and hear all your call outs. And shout out to ADY, everybody, Ricky for the paint jobs, and everybody else for just working together real well, and Jess and Lori for putting on this league and keeping everything organized and keeping the wheels rolling.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight in a fantastic season. Mr. Trevor Robertson, your 3rd place finisher here tonight from the Deep Desert in Phoenix, man. Congratulations, and hope to see you back here in action again next season there, buddy.
All righty. Thanks, guys. See y'all soon.
With that, we will move on up these podium steps and talk to a great challenger here tonight, battling for his first ever season championship win, just 0.2 of a second shy. Jeremiah, goodness gracious, man, you had us all on edge through those final 50-odd laps or so, and man, just kind of walk us through your kind of thinking, your strategery, and what you kind of had going in the bag there.
I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. It was win the race at all costs, and this fell a little short, but I mean, can you ask for a better finish with all 4 of us right there? It was, I'm still shaking. That was probably the most intense thing I've ever done. I don't know what to say. I just shout out to Tim and Jess and Trevor for some clean, hard racing. Yeah, I know I messed up on the first pit stop and spun out on pit road and had to stay out on old tires to gain track position, and I somehow managed to keep the lead for the whole run, and everything was just working good. I was going to win every single playoff race. A couple late cautions, and I mean, you just can't give these guys a restart on you. Any one of them could have passed me right there. So, I mean, I'm disappointed to lose, especially I think I just overdrove 3 and 4 there. If I could have just hung out on Tim's outside, I'd have beat him to the finish line. But, I messed up. Still got 2nd place, so we'll move on to next season and hopefully do this again. I mean, I was 11th in points coming into the playoffs. To even be here is great.
It's an incredible accomplishment to get as close as you did, and I watched that turn 3 and 4 coming onto the front stretch about 5 times just now, and right before entry, right there, it looks like Tim got a little bit loose, and I think hindsight's 2020, of course, but just holding that line, you might have been able to squeak it out, but. He's just damn quick no matter where he goes too. He's just like you, dude. You guys,
yeah, I mean,
you can flip a coin, but here's what I love about this league, and I love about watching you race and Tim race and the other guys is you did yourself proud, you did the league proud, you did All-Star Racing proud when you could have took them out, but
Oh, yeah.
you tried to outrace them, and it was so much fun to watch. And hey, man, the adrenaline pumping it wasn't just on your end, but it was pumping for us too, man. We were glad to see how it turned out, man. And you know, I was secretly, but not secretly, pulling for you and saying, "Oh man, how about if Burke gets his first championship tonight? It's his home track and all that kind of stuff." But
Yeah, it was
just a blast.
just wasn't meant to be. You came up a few inches short there. It would have been great though. I mean, I had a great playoff. I won all the playoff races except for this one. So,
Yeah.
and then I finished second. So I mean, that was a great playoff run to come from 11th in points. So I'll we'll take it. I've learned a lot the last few races racing with these. I mean, I think this was probably the toughest playoff to race in. You had to be perfect, and these guys, I mean, we've been racing together for 2 years now, 6 seasons. Yeah, we get to know each other. We know what each other's gonna do. I think that's why we can race so hard and so clean. I didn't know we weren't gonna crash, but I knew we weren't gonna crash because somebody was just gonna take somebody out.
Exactly.
I mean, if we crashed, it was because somebody screwed up, and so I just feel comfortable racing these guys. I knew it was going to be a battle, and I knew, it was just going to take, especially on the green-white checkered there, a perfect green-white checkered, and Tim was just a little bit better. But I'm glad we kept it side by side the whole last green-white checkered run. That's all you can ask for on TV, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, and Cinderella got to the dance, just fell a little short, but that doesn't matter, man. You had a heck of a run, just like you said. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
I mean, all-star racing. We got Albert, we got Larry, we got Jack. I think we got a new team member, super secret team member coming in next season. So can't wait till you guys get to meet him. I'm not going to say any names or anything just yet, but we're going to have a pretty stacked team again next season, and I think we can pick up where we left off here. And it's been a great run. I know my season didn't start off so well, but I turned it around. We got some momentum on our side. We're gonna do that season 7, our little little fun filler season right there to get us to next season when we do it all over again, start to finish, February to November, and it's gonna be great. I'm excited. I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the fantastic playoff push that you had this season, man, and a way to end it up here with a great second place finish as well. Congratulations to the 53 of Mr. Jeremiah Burke. We look forward to seeing you back out here in action next season here, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Again, shout out to Trevor, Jess, and Tim there. Tim on that championship win, and that was some good racing. I mean, those three were tough competitors, and that was a blast. This may have been the most fun race I've ever been a part of.
Indeed, it most definitely it was for us, at least. I can definitely say that as we move on up one more step on this podium and talk to tonight's race winner and our first two-time season champion, Mr. Timothy Pope. Tim, congratulations, sir. That was a fantastic drive, a fantastic effort. That must have felt pretty dang good with a great battle at the end for a green-white checker finish to come on down for the championship.
Yes, it did. I tell you what, that was a one wild race, or tough race anyway.
We were watching the restarts there over and over. You guys starting behind Burke there as he controlled the restarts there. Did you guys pick up anything as far as useful intel all the way he was restarting? Because it looks like that last restart, I don't know if Jeremiah just didn't get quick on the gas as you guys did or what, but y'all definitely took advantage, and that's what gave you the lead and helped you win this race. What happened on that last restart?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but I knew I was going to have to nail it, and I done everything I could to nail it, and I believe I did.
Well, you definitely did. Great season, great job tonight. What a fantastic finish. The whole race was fun, but it really got fun at the end. Who would you like to thank for this championship?
Oh, yeah, I'd thank the man upstairs first and foremost. D&D Graphics for all the paint work on the trucks. Our teammates, Ricky, Josh, they're out sick tonight. I hope they get better. Kyle and Trevor, Jess and Lori putting on this great league. You guys are always doing a great job on the broadcast.
Congrats on championship number 2, Tim. I hope it's as sweet as it looked like out there when you took that checkered flag.
Oh, yeah, it was. I was having my doubts early on if I was ever going to get up there and get a chance.
Well, Tim, again, yes, congratulations indeed. Our first 2-time season champion here at the Vigilante Racing League, Mr. Timothy Pope. Man, congratulations, and let's see if you can't run it back here once again next season there, buddy.
All righty, thank y'all. Have a good night.
Whew, man, oh man. And with that, we do have one more interview up underway, and it's going to be with one of the league leaders here, Mr. Jess Vaught, having a fantastic race and a fantastic season here tonight. I know a little bit of a heartbreak for you here, Jess, coming up a little bit shy, trying to search for your second season championship here as well. But man, I could have handed you a Hollywood script on how this one could have ended, and it still wouldn't have been nowhere near as good as how good this one was.
Oh yeah, hopefully it was. It should have been a good show the way we were racing each other and how the championship 4 just migrated to the top 4 there, and we were duking it. And I mean, I don't know if any of us could have driven any harder without wrecking each other, honestly.
That's what made it so fun to watch, is that we could see that, well, these very, very skilled drivers are up there doing their best to be competitive and beat the opponents without doing something dumb that's going to take out the field. And we see that all the time in official races and whatnot, but this really proves that it helps to be a part of a good league like this that is respectful and holds people accountable, and it pays off when you see something great like this. That I'm going to go back and watch this one again. I don't really go back and watch our broadcast. I'm going to go back and watch this one. It was that much fun.
Yeah, I came up short, and I would love to be sitting where Pope's sitting now. But honestly, I think all of Championship 4 were deserving drivers, and then we kind of put that on display tonight. And having a league like we do, everybody is racing with each other hard every week, but we're accountable to each other as well every week, because we know we got to race that guy next week or for the championship next time. I mean, any one of us in the 4 could be in this position next season. And maybe one of us isn't in the championship 4, and how we raced each other today might make a difference in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's great, to your point, that we have this league, and we've stocked it with what I consider a very talented group and conscientious guys who are going to be accountable to each other and make sure they race each other as clean as possible while not giving not one single inch. So I really did enjoy it. I came up short. I came in 4th. I had a little bit older tires, both myself and Burke. But honestly, even with that, it was we were duking it into the final corner.
It's a testament to you and Lori and the league. Really great ending, very clean, as usual. And what's exciting is we're going to have some new drivers. I know we'll end up having a few new drivers, and it always seems like y'all get some of the best new drivers to come in, so I'm sure y'all are working on that. Looking forward to what's upcoming. You have any shout outs or anything else you want to talk about with the next season?
Yeah, so you mentioned that we're going into this kind of like big track Gen 4 truck season coming up for 12 weeks, and we're going to get that schedule out here soon. But to your point, you're right. When we go out recruiting for drivers, there's a hunger in the iRacing enterprise by the drivers that are like-minded to be into something like this. And so when we find them, or when they stumble upon us in our races, our recruiting races, it's the right kind of guys, and we're looking out for them. We can kind of tell how they interact with us, etc. So it is great to be able to bring them bring them on board, and we got I want to say 5 or 6 folks, maybe more. Lori's been really working the keyboard, burning it up, getting the right folks in here. So, but other than that, shout outs. First of all, congratulations to the Championship 4. Man, what a race! And these guys showed the reason why they made it to that point. So, and congratulations to Pope being the first VRL 2-time champion. Of course, I would love to have done that, but hey, we all know Pope. Pope is Pope, and he demonstrated that tonight. Robertson and Burke. And then finally, and most importantly, my wife, Lori, for all she does for this league. She's really doing it all. I'm just sitting back trying to be a competitor, which is fantastic, and she allows me to do that. So my son Brandon overseas. Hopefully he's staying safe. Sarah, and then Kyle and Taylor up in Chicago, up in Chi-Town. So, and then finally, you guys for making this a marquee presentation each week and highlighting our league and the drivers within it, because I think they are deserving.
That indeed they are, man. Well, I know a little bit heartbreak that 4th place, but still a fantastic finish here tonight for this season championship race coming from Phoenix and this VRL season, man. Great job, great season. Can't wait to have you guys back. I do have one final question though, and that's how many Klondike bars do you owe Kyle for that late caution back there?
Honestly, I don't know if I really wanted that to happen. I was catching Burke a little bit. Now the other 2 guys were catching as well. I was telling Burke before I came in here. I said, Burke, I think honestly, I could have caught him, I believe, but I don't think I could have passed him necessarily. And the other 2 guys had slightly fresher tires, and they were going to have to get around me first. And I think Burke would have had his first championship had that not come out. So really, I think Burke owes him, or no, he guess he doesn't. He didn't win in the end. Pope owes him some Klondike bars, not me.
There you go.
There you go.
I think Pope was in 4th at that point, wasn't he?
I think he wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he owes that boy a sloppy kiss.
That's awesome.
Man. Well, again, congratulations. Another fantastic VRL season, man. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you guys run this on back again next season there, buddy.
Awesome, guys. Thank you, and good night.
And with that, we do indeed close out our interviews here tonight. Fellas, once again, we roll into the end of a season, and we have no idea what to expect. All we know is we're going to have a good time, and that is exactly what we had here tonight.
This was one of the best races I think I've been a part of here with you guys up in the booth, and it was a lot of fun to call, and just you never knew what was going to happen, but it's VRL. All the best drivers went to the front and battled it out, and the end result, that's what you got, man. You got the best drivers up front. So it was a blast. I'm gonna definitely go back and watch this one again. Congrats to Tim, of course, but the whole field did one heck of a job out there trying to keep everything above board, trying to keep it safe, and just get around there and click off laps. And it was a great race, man. 16 cars on the lead lap out of what, 22 cars, so or trucks rather. So it was a lot of fun, and these guys did one hell of a job.
Yeah, they put on a show as usual, and I think as they grow, I think we kind of grow with them, and it's been just a fun ride with these guys, to be honest with you. I really enjoy what they've done from the start to where we're at now with the Vigilante guys. They really have impressed me with the style of race and the people they brought on, and just a great job by Jess and Lori, and just looking forward to next season, man. This is exciting stuff, and tonight was no different.
And the sponsors too,
Yeah, for sure.
We can't leave them out. Greg Klein coming on this year with GC Cruise Travel, and of course Dave Mayberry with his Blue Fox Properties business out there. These guys made this happen. Helping support this monetarily. And broadcasting ain't cheap, and putting these races on ain't cheap, and purses aren't cheap, and these guys got the right formula, and they couldn't do it without sponsors.
No, they could not, indeed. As we take a look here at tonight's finishing order here for your championship race from Phoenix, Mr. Timothy Pope, your first 2-time season champion, here in the VRL, picking up the race win by 0.2 of a second over the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, who had a phenomenal playoff run. Talk about a hometown hero here tonight, giving it all he's got. The 6 of Trevor Robertson as well. Mr. Steady Eddie throughout the season and into these playoffs. Looked like he had a great shot at picking up the championship win here tonight to add to his trophy case, but she's coming up a little bit short there in third, alongside the 33 of Mr. Jess Vaught. A fantastic season as well, just coming up that little bit shy here, but they'll be back and they'll run it here once again next season. You had the 69 of Larry Dickerson, who was a little up and down and all around, but on the end of it, he's ended up on the plus side of things, finishing up inside of that top 5. The 81 Jonathan Osborne, going to be your hard charger of the race. The original Arizona native found something there late, up 15 spots on the day to finish here in 6th. So a great run from old Chachi. You got Sean McDonald as well. He was beating and battling out there all race long. Glad to see him finish up there inside the top 10 in 7th. Same thing with the 07 of Jack the Ripper Dixon. He was able to find his way up there into an 8th place spot, right where he started here tonight. So a great run there from Jack. The 18 of Mr. Andrew Player finding his way towards the end of this one up there in 9th, with the 14 of Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton, finding a way to round out your field's top 10.
At 28, George Rincon started inside row number 2, ended up finishing in 11th. George was up front quite a bit tonight. I can't wait to interview him. I know it's coming soon. He's one of the best improved drivers around out here. George has been plugging away. I know. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. We're going to talk to George and Victory Lane one of these days here soon. 99 Albert Anderson, America's driver. He'll finish in 12th position. 13th place, just Jonah Long in the 7th. Sorry, we have so many Justins here. Let's say Jonah Long there. Dave the Mouth Mayberry, 29, finishes in 14th place. 15th, Mike Adamson in the 88. The 13 of the sponsored, not sponsored, Earl Evans Machine, finishing your last truck on the lead lap here in 16th place. 17th, Alejandro Gonzalez in the 79 truck. The 10 of Andrew Cawthon finishes in 18th place. 19th, John Gallagher, who we talked to earlier in the race in the 123. Let's see, the 16, Kyle Vaught rounds out your top 20. Greg Klein and Greg Dobson round out your field here, 21st and 22nd.
And that is your field here tonight from Phoenix. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, having a fantastic time out here with us. Here, as always, you guys are the reason why we do this and have so much fun on doing it. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit the thumbs up. I mean, if a race ever deserved a thumbs up, I think this race deserves the most thumbs up. So be sure to hit that thumbs up button here tonight as well. Of course, as our good buddy Mr. English was saying there, always got to have a huge thank you to the proud sponsors here of the VRL, like Dave Mayberry and Blue Fox Properties. Be sure to give Dave a call there at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell your house in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience get to work for you, because this housing market just gets crazier and crazier. Be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor just like Mr. Dave Mayberry here today. And of course, big thank you as well to GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein. Give him a call at 918-906-5616. When I say he's got the cruise, the whole market thing on lockdown, he does. He can help you out, get you into whatever vacation you kind of want to get involved in. He can make it all stress-free and get you some really good deals as well. He can save you some money. And that's what you want to do when you're on vacation. You want to get the best bang for your buck, and that's how you can do it, by going to GC Cruise Travel, the official travel provider of AAA Broadcasting. and the Vigilante Racing League. So with that, we bring this season to a close. Our next going live date will be coming up on Monday, as I believe we get the final race before the playoffs for the NTRL Xfinity Series as they head to Nashville Super Speedway. So that's going to be an interesting one, watching those Xfinity cars bounce around on that bumpy track over there in Tennessee. It's going to be absolutely fun to watch. But until Monday night, I'm Alan Brown for Mr. Alan English and Mr. Adam Turner. We are signing off.
See ya.
We gone.
I got you that time.
No, you did.